Hey guys, very welcome to the free masterclass here on building your six-figure online business. I can see some people in the chat. Ritat Patel said hello Ritat. Then I have Panda Mak as well. Welcome. If you guys are joined, I can see about 12 viewers at the moment. Shuaib, can you say hi in the chat so I know that you're here? Ankita, hey Ankita, very nice to see you here. Also, let me know in the chat if you can hear the volume app perfectly fine and you can see the screen. So I know that there are no bad connections. So yeah, let me know in the chat. I think you would have to subscribe to the channel to see the chat because it says subscriber only mode. So yeah, do subscribe to the channel so you can see the chat, and do write in the chat if you can hear my voice and see the screen. Meditation Mental Health Studio said hello brother. Very nice to see you here. All right, Zaman, very nice to see you here. Yes, Zaman, I am very excited as well for this live masterclass. And then Hamad Rancha is from Lahore. Very nice to have you here as well, Hamad. Ritat said yes, you can hear it. Volume and screen are perfectly fine. Sumaya Tariq has said hi. Hi Sumaya. And subscribers are popping in. Now we have 22 live viewers. This is nice, guys. Thank you so much on taking time out on your Saturday. I think for most of you it is Saturday morning. For me it is Saturday afternoon. Hamza Hussain Rana, very nice to see you as well. Sumesh, thank you for joining. And one more minute before we dive into the masterclass. Branding, web design and marketing. Sydney said hi Waqas. Hi back. Wow, Hamza Hussain Rana is saying that he's been following since 2017. Man, I am humbled. Gaming Kids, Zareen, hello. Zareen said big fan as well. Thank you, Zareen. This is so kind. Faria is here as well. Hi, Faria. How are you? How is Malaysia treating you so far? And then there is Hira as well. Thank you, Hira, for joining. Guys, I am very excited for this. So happy to be seeing you guys live after a long time. So let's get into it. What is it that we are going to learn today? It is gonna be a 1-hour session. It is gonna be power packed. It is something I am extremely excited to share because the news is that I have completed 5 years, a little over 5 years of my journey into building online businesses. So I left my job more than 5 years ago, and from the time I started my first blog, it is late 2017. So now we are in late 2022, which means full 5 years. My first product, I turned my blog into business, was in Jan of 2018. So next month will be the 5th year anniversary of being in actual business, not just any other content creator or not just any other blogger on the internet, which is basically the topic of this masterclass that I want. I was very specific that I want for this masterclass people who are either freelancers or content creators or doing something of their own, because I know your mentality. I've been there. There are two kinds of people, right? There's freelancers. A lot of you are working very hard, hours over hours on Fiverr and Upwork, or clients on LinkedIn, and working on gigs or per hour basis, per project basis. And you're like, I know this is still better than the job, but I really need to build an online business so that I can start, freeing up my time, scaling up my income, building multiple sources of income. So this is masterclasses for you guys. And secondly, content creators who have now there are over 50 million content creators in the world. 99% of them are broke, because it's one thing to be a content creator, especially in the TikTok age. It's kind of easy to be a content creator. You can literally just keep putting it anything. So I want to be speaking to the content creators here who have been either wanted to become content creator or have been content creator for a while but have less than 1,000 followers or less than 5,000, less than 10,000. But most importantly, I want you guys to learn how you can break free from the rat race of just creating content and start turning it into an online business even when you have less than 1,000 followers on the internet. So these are the two people I am talking to. But if you're not yet a freelancer but are thinking of becoming a freelancer, or you're not a content creator but thinking of becoming one, this is also for you. So let's get into it. For some of you, for those, this is the first time ever that you guys are, have joined anything by me. Let me give a quick introduction. So I started in 2017 with one blog. Back in the day, writing was the big thing. Video content hasn't picked up that much. And the blog was called Australia Yours, because I recently moved to Australia and I was like, I'll share everything about my experiences in Australia, how I am finding work here, how I am getting my PR sorted, so on and so forth. So this blog, which was designed in 2017, still is up and still has some organic traffic going on. But mostly the journey has gone quite ahead. I basically run full online business called Ultimate Academy, in which I create test prep courses. I have also created courses on CV and resume writing. And overall on Udemy, I have 21,000 plus students. On my own platform, I have 2,500 plus students who have been taken my online courses. So chances are that some of you have attended one of my courses in the Ultimate Academy as well. Then last year, as I was growing into my journey, I was realizing that the number one problem that I'm solving, which most people who are following me on the Instagram are asking me how they can create their online business as well. And that's when I started Digital Nomad Academy last year. The idea of Digital Nomad Academy was very simple. I wanted to work with freelancers and content creators, basically you guys in your teens and 20s and 30s, and I wanted to give you guys the roadmap how you can actually not just be just another freelancer or content creator, but build your online business so that you can travel the world, earn 10x more, basically be your own boss, define your own time, define your own location. In the Digital Nomad Academy, the journey has been amazing. I've been traveling around the world, giving talks in Singapore, Vietnam, Pakistan, Myanmar, Malaysia, a lot of countries in Europe, and mostly a lot of online masterclasses, as well as basically the main flagship program called Laptop Lifestyle Program, which I'll tell you a little bit more about at the end of this masterclass. Chances are that some of you might have seen me via Instagram or TikTok, where I have 30,000 or 90,000 followers, and I create content that includes traveling the world, creating your online businesses, creating your laptop lifestyle, and so on. But you might be, a person asks that what is it that actually gives me motivation? Why do I do what I do? And this is basically the answer. I am an adventurer at heart. I love traveling the world, working from exotic locations and doing adventures that push my limits. And that is basically what I've been doing in different countries. I've traveled 29 different countries, and I am building my businesses, teaching people how they can upscale from being freelancers and content creators, giving talks, giving trainings, and chasing one next adventure after the other. Let's get into the meat of what we are going to be learning today. There are two main ideas that I'll be sharing with you guys today. And after these two ideas, you guys will not be looking at the world the same way that you've been looking all this time. Each of these ideas is so strong, so fundamental, that it's like, when you see something, then you can't unsee. That's what's going to happen after this next 30 minutes or so. And the first idea we're going to talk about is the new content economy, which is post-COVID. So in a lot of your minds, COVID is still very fresh, right? It was just 2 years ago or 1 year ago, based on how long you have spent in the lockdown. But the reality is that COVID has changed everything in the world. We have entered a completely different shift in the world. And what is that shift? Let's go all the way back to what was happening in the 70s. The 1970s is basically the decade of personal computer revolution. For the first time, companies like Intel, IBM, Apple have been creating computers. 1980s was the revolution of the software. We started seeing Microsoft Windows and Microsoft Office and other competitors entering the market. 1990s was the revolution of the internet. We started seeing the first time internet started appearing at the desktop laptops of the world, and the largest companies of the time, just like largest companies of the 70s were computer making companies, largest companies of the 80s were software making companies, largest companies of the 90s were the internet companies like Google and Amazon. And then in the 2000s, we entered the age of social media. The revolution of the 2000s was the social media. So largest company was Twitter and Facebook, and of course Google expanded into social media, so on and so forth. And then 2010s, the last entire decade, we saw the revolution of the shared economy, in which models like Uber, Careem, Food Panda, Airbnb, everything peer-to-peer became the thing. We started seeing that on top of the social media, shared economy got built. And then now, in the decade of 2020, post-COVID, we have seen a major shift in how the world has evolved. And that is the revolution of the content economy. So we'll get into it in a minute. The second big idea we'll be learning today is how you can go from being just a freelancer or content creator to starting your online business. And of course, we'll learn the reasons why you should do it. And as I said previously, that at the end, I'll share a little bit about my Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp, the last cohort for this year. And thank you, Oyoyo, joining all the way from the West. The first slide I have for you guys is understanding that content is the new food. This idea is very, very big. What does it mean? It means that we have shifted from the time where creating content was a supply-driven thing. For example, influencers, vloggers, bloggers, authors, or thought leaders, they were creating content on YouTube, on the blogs, on Facebook, on Instagram, wanting people to follow them. So content was being driven by influencers, by thought leaders, right? This was basically how for the last decade it evolved. But as we cross to the COVID, something radical has happened in the world. Content has now become demand driven instead of supply driven. What it means is that now people, and mostly millennials and Generation Z, which means everybody under 36 years of age, are demanding 4 to 5 hours of content every single day. You are probably in your teens, 20s, or 30s if you're listening to this masterclass. If you go into your mobile device, or if you notice your pattern for 1 week, for the last week, and let's say last week was a normal week in your life, no exam period, no job crunch time, just another normal week in your life, you will notice that you have been consuming content 4 to 5 hours on average. And that includes YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp forwarded videos, Netflix, so on. This is a very, very big idea. If there's one idea you have to internalize today, it is this, that we as humans cannot live without consuming content, and that depends on 2 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, as you see in the slide below. On the bottom right, we see that Generation Z is consuming, 55% are consuming 5 hours of content a day, and 26% are consuming 10 hours a day. These are big numbers, but the global average is 4.4. What this means is that people want to consume content now, post-COVID. Imagine you have your mobile phone or your laptop, and I tell you that for 1 week, you're not allowed to watch any video or see any meme or any written content, any article on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Netflix, whatever other platform you use. What will happen? You will go insane, because suddenly what will you do with breakfast? What will you do with lunch? What will you do with dinner? What will you do in your dead time, right? Imagine this, how big this revolution is, that we want to consume content now, and 4 to 5 hours is the global average. because previously mobile devices or computers were being used for communication. We were using WhatsApp and Instagram or Facebook for communication, for talking to our friends. Remember the early days of Facebook? It started as writing on other people's wall. But what is now? Facebook is news feed. You don't Only 10% of all the time we are spending on devices are being used for communication with friends. 90% is being used to consume content. It's something that we need. Think of it just like food. If you're not having food for 24 hours, what will happen? Body will start getting all off-centered, right? No calories going in, energy getting down. Similar things are happening psychologically if you're not consuming any content. So next time you want to see, you can see your own patterns of your usage of TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, so on, YouTube, and see what are the total number of hours of content you're consuming in a week. The average will come out to between 4 to 5 hours. This is the major idea. The idea is that it's just gonna keep growing from here onwards. And what that means is that the fastest growing companies of this decade, all the big tech that we know about, right? Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft. What are they doing? They are expanding into becoming content first companies. Google, for example, what was it? It was a search engine company. But how many people use Google for search engine versus how many people use YouTube now? And you can already know that you are using YouTube more than you're using Google search bar in your browser, right? Because YouTube is the content creation and consumption platform. Google is growing as a content company, not as a search engine company. Look at Apple. Apple started as a device manufacturer, iPhone, Macs, and so on. What is it Apple now expanding into? It is expanding into Apple Music, Apple Podcast, Apple TV, Apple Fitness Plus, Apple so on and so forth. Each of these things is consumption. Apple TV Plus means more content coming to people. Apple Fitness Plus means more content being generated on the fitness part. Apple Podcast, more content being generated in the audio format. And of course, Apple Music, which is just like Apple Spotify version. Look at Facebook. Facebook started as a communication platform between friends. What is Facebook now? It is Instagram consumption of content. Or WhatsApp, not a communication platform anymore, but a platform where you send forwarded videos to your friends. Again, consumption of content. And Facebook itself has become a news feed. If you look at your Facebook activity now, it is basically consuming content and tagging your friends in content, whether that's meme, whether that's reels. Facebook is now completely a content generation and distribution company. Amazon started as an e-commerce, and then Amazon ventured into Amazon Prime, which is its content arm, then Amazon Mini, then Amazon Echo, then Amazon Music, Amazon Books. Everything is now catered towards creating more content. And look at Microsoft, of course. Microsoft started as software company, and then Microsoft also acquired LinkedIn, and it is turning LinkedIn into the #1 content production and consumption social media for the business and the job side. So the point here is that content is the #1 growing revolution of this decade. Each of you, just like every one of you is now a user of the internet, every one of you is a consumer of content, and every one of you will become producer of content within this decade. You don't see it yet, but all of you will be producing content. Maybe because you guys are content creators and freelancers, the chances are that most of you have produced some form of content. But every year you will see that your friends, your family members, you yourself, your colleagues will keep producing more and more content. Every startup is increasing by building their content team so they can position themselves as their content can reach to people, and that's how people discover them. Every large company, every startup, every individual is now reaching in the world, increasing their income by creating content. There is no other way. Even companies like Amazon are creating content more now to scale up their e-commerce business. That's the big idea of content economy. Content economy gave birth to the digital nomad revolution, which is what it says it is, that just in the last 2 to 3 years, we have seen digital nomadism become one of the biggest trends in the world. When I started using this in 2018-19, just telling somebody what digital nomad was like a new concept. Now, post-COVID, because of the content economy, digital nomadism is everywhere. You're seeing digital nomad hubs being formed in the world. You're seeing that digital nomad visas being issued, as in this slide, which has become one of the biggest ways how you can basically replace permanent residency visas or tourist visas. That you don't need tourist visa or permanent residency visas anymore, because you can get digital nomad visas in the world, which are anywhere between 1 year to 3 year to 5 year, and they are essentially the permanent residentship of that country. What does it really mean to be a digital nomad? For those of you this concept is new. The idea of digital nomad is that you are running your own work space. It can be your own online business, and of course it can also be a freelance work that you do or something like that. You're earning a certain amount of money, more than $1,000 per month, to qualify for these visas, and you're completely location independent. So you can move into any country on their digital nomad visa, and basically you become a taxpayer for that country. You can buy property in that country. This is literally like getting a permanent resident visa of Australia, Canada, UK, or any other country. Digital nomad visas are the new permanent residentship. And last in October, Malaysia launched their digital nomad visa. So this chart is early this year. Right now the number is at 35, 36. That includes Portugal, Spain, Malaysia, Ecuador. All these countries have just launched their digital nomad visas in the last 3-4 months. And by the time we are in the next year, 2023, there will be more than 50 countries which will have digital nomad visas. This is just the start of it. This revolution is going to be the biggest one, and I can't wait for you guys to take advantage of it. And that brings us to the second main point of today's masterclass, which how do you take advantage of this? Either you are a freelancer or content creator, I wish for you to start your online business and scale your income, scale your freedom. Why do you need to create an online business? Let's see the reason. Of course, location independence and financial freedom, number one on the list. So that you are able to work from anywhere you want, and not just work from anywhere you want, even define your own hours and be your own boss. Those of you who are working as freelancers, you know that you are completely working at a stretch of when you're getting gigs. You have to deliver in 4 hours, 6 hours, or how many you can do, and your income start plateauing at $500 to $1,000, because after that you don't know what to do. You only have enough hours in the day, so on and so forth. So you need to take your income to 10x, $10,000, and you need to do it in a way that it frees up your time. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that in the content economy, the success of content businesses that are built on the content economy is 100%. What do I mean by that is, there are only two forms of online business that exist in the world. One is the e-commerce business, and other is content business. Okay? E-commerce business means getting things manufactured from Alibaba or anywhere in the world and shipping it via Amazon to other countries. And the other is content businesses. Content businesses means productizing your services, which is what we're going to learn today. In the e-commerce business, the startup cost is between $10,000 to $20,000, because you need to get minimum number of orders manufactured. And then the success rate is less than 10%. Why? Because on the Amazon, for every single item that you will search, there will be 100 to 200 similar items. Let's say I have to order a tripod stand. If I go to Amazon, search for tripod, there will be 100 to 200 tripod stands available, exactly the same, manufactured by same Alibaba, just different sellers. And whoever is competing on the price, whoever has more investment to put in the ad so that their product is shown on the top, and so on and so forth, they end up winning it. And the success rate is less than 10%, even after that much of investment in the online business. And the other online business that you can build is productizing your services, whether you're a freelancer or content creator, in a way that it is a reflection of your personality. It helps people learn something, achieve something, understand something that they're struggling with. And that's what we're going to learn today. And of course, the last and very, very important reason why you should be starting your online content business is that you become a thought leader. With thought leadership comes fame on the social media. So you become influencer, and then you put up stories, you travel the world, you do fashion, you do whatever, and you have an audience that you can share your life with. And secondly, you become a thought leader, so you build multiple sources of income. I was showing you guys early in the slides that I've been doing physical trainings all around the world as well. The reason I've been able to do this is because I have first made myself as a thought leader on the internet. As a thought leader, which is very different from being an influencer. Influencer is, just do the next whatever the viral meme is going, or just have a makeup transition videos or fashion transition videos, whatever, right? That is influencer. Nobody invites you for talks, and you don't develop multiple sources of income. Nobody even buys products from you if you are an influencer. But if you're a thought leader, which is what we're going to be learning, you get invited for different trainings, different coaching, and multiple sources of income get developed. You give talks around the world, so on and so forth. So we're going to be learning about how do you become a thought leader as well. And the biggest idea to take home today is the idea of productizing. The shift from being a freelancer or a content creator to creating your online business comes by productizing your services. What it means is that, let's say, whatever services you're giving as a freelancer, it could be content writing, video editing, graphic designing, translation, programming, English teaching, or whatever the niche that you have identified, that is a service you're giving. How do you productize it? Similarly, as a content creator, you might be creating content on travel or better home management or productivity tips or motivation or book snippets and so on. How do you productize it so you are able to sell it as a part of your online business? Let's look at that. Here are my examples that I showed you guys in the early slide as well, that there are 10,000 other people in the world who are giving trainings for IELTS and PTE as a job, as a service, or as a freelancer. But there are only 10 to 20 people who have successfully productized their services into an online business. This shift is what I'll be teaching you. Why teach IELTS, PTE, English, GMAT, Maths, Java programming, C++, science, biology, or any other subject, time management as a job or as a freelance, when you can productize it and you get sales as part of your online business, as part of your online course? Or resume writing. So many training workshops happen around people are doing job in teaching how to find jobs, how to do LinkedIn, writing better, how to do CV, and so on and so forth. How many people have successfully productized it that they have 21,000 students who have taken their course and learned how to create their CV and get better jobs? This is an example of productizing. Let's look at some of the best examples outside of my field. So these are all the people. A YouTuber who was just doing cover songs previously, started teaching how other people can build their Hindustani classical singing as well. Now has thousands of students on the Udemy. A YouTuber, Ali Abdal, very famous, makes only 10% of income as YouTube ad revenue, but 90% of his entire income by teaching other people in 4 weeks how they can create their YouTube channel. Pat Flynn teaching how to do webinars as an online program. Jeremy teaching workout exercises with his plan as $200 plan as an online program. Clever programmer teaching JavaScript programming and Python programming and then blockchain programming as an online product, raking in tens of thousands of dollars per month. And the most famous Nas Daily, who has been a content creator for 6-7 years now, and most of you might have seen Nas Daily's video, make less than 10% of income as a content creator and 90% of his income as part of Nas Academy, where he teaches other people how they can become content creators as well, and all by productizing, by creating digital courses. This shift takes you from being a freelancer or a content creator to an online business person, and this has the highest return on investment on your time. The income level, as I'll show you maths in a while, go from $1,000 to $10,000 within 1 year, and goes in a way that looks and is actually quite simple. But let's go into it. So there are 3 steps if you start on your journey of starting your online business from being a freelancer or content creator. Step 1 is finding your niche. What it means is that you look inside what are the services that you're offering as a freelancer or content that you're making. So you just write it down on the paper. Or if you're not yet a freelancer or a content creator, then you look at what skills you have acquired. For example, it could be the skills of photo editing, video editing, graphic designing, programming languages, cooking skills, music skills, singing, guitaring. It could be the skills of CV writing, skills of English, public speaking, painting, any skill that you can think of, or knowledge you have gained. It can be any knowledge that you've gained from the knowledge that you've studied in universities, or you're studying in universities and colleges and school. Could be maths, high school maths, linear algebra, so on and so forth, all the way to all the knowledge that you're gaining from the books. It could be productivity knowledge, time management, effective habits, motivation, spirituality, any field. Or you look at what are the challenges that you've overcome, and these challenges can be fitness challenges, motivation challenges, productivity challenges, mindset challenges, any kind of challenge that you have struggled with that you have overcome. I did this, or if you're a freelancer or content creator, you already know your niche, and then you start from there. And as a step 2, what you do is that you do an exercise called idea mapping to understand who are the people who will benefit from your services, knowledge, and skills. Basically, you ask yourself, what is it that I can teach people that will help them learn something, or solve a problem they're struggling with, or just get motivated to be more productive, fit, or ambitious? All right, let's go back all the way. What is happening here? So I have acquired knowledge of, let's say, IELTS and PTE because I have gone through these. What is it I'm doing? I'm asking myself, if I share content on IELTS and PTE, I am helping people solve a problem, which is they're struggling with how they can ace their IELTS and PTE exam. So they're learning something and they're solving their problems. Their life was stuck, and after solving this, they will either get international admissions or permanent residence in whatever country that they are going for, right? Similarly, what is it when people go through my resume makeover course? What do they learn? They were struggling with how they can find high-paying jobs or international jobs. They learn how to do CV better. Using that, they get better jobs and they overcome a challenge they were struggling with. Let's go into the other. So singing, what are people struggling with? They're struggling with, let's say, that how they can become better singer, or they can sing for their own pleasure, or just make an extra income as singers. If you look at the second example, level up your YouTube channel in 4 weeks. What is the problem Ali Dal is solving? So many people are struggling with growth of YouTube channels. Through his program, he's teaching what are the strategies for the YouTube that people can employ so that they can increase their YouTube growth, and hence they will end up increasing their income and increasing their thought leaderships in the YouTube. And then A to Z webinars by Pat Flynn, the third picture at the bottom. What is he teaching? That how to conduct webinars in a way that they are more engaging so that you can have better meetings and so on. Very small niche, $500 course. If you look at in the top right corner, Jeremy is teaching how you can become more fit by using his custom workout plan and exercises. If you go the second picture at the right, Profit with JavaScript, Clever Programmer is teaching how people you can pick up the basics of JavaScript programming and Python programming so that you can get better jobs and solve for technical job interviews. And what is Nas Daily teaching? How you can become content creator like Nas Daily. The idea of sharing with you all this is that no matter what you're doing as a freelancer or a content creator, there are people in the world who are ready to learn something from you. You are adding value in their life. You're just not doing it in a way that you have productized it so that you can create your online business and 10x your income. You're doing it rather, for example, if you are working on Upwork and Fiverr platforms, as any guy, could be a programmer, could be a project management guy, could be a video editor, photo editor, content writer, or any other field. What you're doing is you're providing your services to the company who is hiring you or the individual who is hiring you. What you're not doing is that you're not creating content around the same services you're providing, in which you're teaching other people how they can also become better video editors, photo editors, graphic designers, or make their own profiles on Fiverr and Upwork and so on. So you see what is it? So far, every freelancer and content creator is stuck in that race, that rabbit hole, because they are focused on providing the services to whoever is hiring them instead of becoming a thought leader, sharing content, teaching other people, or training other people, or creating content where other people can benefit and learn from. So for example, if I have to do video editing or picture editing, if I Google or I go to YouTube, I see how to remove a background or how to add a certain effect. There are some people whose videos come up. Those are the people who have solved the equation. What they have done is that they are not just providing these services of removing background or photo editing as freelancer, but they are also making content on how to remove a background, how to add a certain effect. And because of that, they have started their own business and making a second source of income where they're teaching other people how they can solve a problem they're struggling with. This is the mental link I would like you guys to form in your mind. If you do this, then you are able to productize your solution. And there are three ways that digital products work. Either webinars or masterclass that go for $20 to $50, which I've done a lot on Digital Nomad Academy as well. Masterclass on speaking skills, masterclass on content creation, YouTube, investing, digital marketing, and so on. Or an online course, which is the best, highest return on investment of productization, because you start charging $100 to $500 per customer. Or some of your online students then take your one-on-one coaching that goes for $200 to $1,000. So suddenly, from being a content creator or a freelancer who is just trying to get more followers or get more orders on Fiverr, Upwork, or any other method, you are thinking from a productizer who can productize their services so they can sell per course from between $100 to $500, or coaching between $200 to $1,000, or a webinar. And let's look at the math to just get it in our head. Let's say you create your online course first, and you price it modestly at $200. In the month one, you just get three students who are like you, who want to learn from you how to do whatever you are already doing. It could be either how to rank higher on Fiverr, on Upwork, or any kind of freelance skill, or any kind of content creation niche that you've chosen. And that's $600 in month one. Let's say you work hard, you figure out a little bit about digital marketing, about content creation, about reaching more audience, and you get just 5 students in month 3. Suddenly you realize from month 3, your income has reached $1,000. $1,000 getting in income as a freelancer or an Upwork, as a freelancer or a content creator who is just dependent on brand sponsorships or ads takes years to get. To get $1,000 from YouTube income, you need to have about 50,000 followers on YouTube. That takes years to get. Similarly, to go start as a low a new freelancer, an Upwork guy, it will take at least a year to reach a stage where you'll be earning $1,000 as a freelancer. But when you productize your solution as an online business person from month 3, just with 5 students, 5 students from 50 million target audience of whatever market you've chosen, 5 is very easy to get. You get $1,000. Let's say you learn a little bit more about smart social media strategy, copywriting, email marketing, and suddenly you're reaching month 6, you're getting 10 students a month, and your income is reaching 2,000. And then you realize, now I'm getting hang of it. I've already created the online course. How about I add a top layer on that to my students, I offer one-on-one coaching as well, and I will charge $500 to some of those. And the math starts changing tremendously. Let's say on month 9, you're getting 20 students a month, and just 2 of them are subscribing for your $500 package. And you are seeing that my income is now reaching $5,000 a month. You learn a little bit more. By the time year comes to an end, you're getting about 40 students out of the millions and millions of students who are now learning from you, or your content is reaching because you're learning about the game. Just 4 out of them are taking your coaching. You do the maths, 400 into 40, 500 into 4, and you're reaching $10,000 income in year 1 by productizing your solution. Every one of you who has been a content creator here, who has been creating content for more than a year, you know that to reach 10,000 followers on any platform, it takes way longer than a year. Or if you're a freelancer on Upwork, Fiverr, or any other platform, you realize that reaching $10,000 income from freelance is impossible. It's not even it takes years, it's impossible. It will take many years. You'll build a team, you have to then have a lot of employees working for you, and then you will create an agency, and then you might reach $10,000 take home income. But as an online business person who is productizing the services that they have, you are able to reach with just 40 students, just 4 out of them take your premium coaching, and you are making $10,000 month in, month out. That's the journey. That takes a time. Of course, you're new. I understand if you've not run online business ever, it will take some time for you to basically get a grip on all the skills that are required to productize your business, so on and so forth, to even think from the perspective, what is the services that you can offer that other people will benefit from, and you can get your first 3 students, first 5 students, first 10 students in a few months. So I will share with you what is the skills that you can learn on your own within 1 year, and then I'll share with you Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp as well, that you can learn these skills with me as well. So here are all the skills that are required to start your online business and scale it. First is idea mapping matrix, to understand what are the high value and low value markets. So for example, I have shared with you an example of Ultimate Academy where I create courses on IELTS and PTE. How do I know that there are what is the high value market and what is the low value market? It is a skill we use called idea mapping, which teaches you that what is the price point of what other people are willing to pay for a certain product. So that's one. Then we use Facebook audience insights and Google Trends analysis. Basically, these tell you which are the growing markets and what is the market size. So for example, before this masterclass, I already know how many freelancers and content creators are in Australia, in Asia, in India, in Pakistan, in Middle East, that my target audience who I'm reaching out to. This is what we do using Facebook audience insights and Google Trends. Then of course, you look at speaking skills to come across as a thought leader, that how do you create content, how do you create whatever services you're giving into a simple digital product which comes across as authoritative. Then of course, course creation template guides and tools. Then smart social media strategy, which whenever I'm saying that you should not be looking to get tens of thousands of followers on social media, because that means nothing. You're not going to get brand sponsorships for less than 1 million followers, or you're not going to get ad revenue which is anywhere reasonable for even 100,000 Instagram or TikTok followers. Those are nothing. Those are not even $1,000. But can you start monetizing with less than 1,000 followers in a way that out of every 1,000 followers that you get, 10 of them end up purchasing your $200 product, which means 10 of them out of 1,000 followers that you get end up buying your $200 product so that you can make $2,000 at the end of the month. That is the smart social media strategy. How do you create content in a way which is value adding from day one? It makes you come across as a thought leader and not as an influencer. Then there are digital marketing skills, copywriting, email marketing skills. How do you scale up so that every month you're reaching out to 10,000, 20,000 new people? Out of that, 1,000 becomes your subscribers and 10 end up purchasing from you, or 20 end up purchasing from you, those skills. And then of course at number 8 we have, which is one of the most important skill, is the goal is not to just earn more money. The goal is to build an automated sales machine so you are able to free up your time when you are traveling the world, when you are basically doing all the things you have fun doing while your business is running at the background. At number 9, we will also learn what are the growth strategies that will take you from 1,000 per month to 10,000 in 1 year. And lastly, community support and one-on-one access to mentorship. Laiba has asked in the chat, but there are so many people doing the same thing. Why will people choose my course? And that is exactly why you would need this idea of being a thought leader and not an influencer. What is a thought leader? A thought leader is a person who creates every video as a value adding video. For example, Laiba, I don't know what Laiba does, but let's say Laiba is into video editing. And I come across as a video of Laiba, which is teaching me how I can use a certain app on my mobile that will help me save time in editing a video. I look at that video, I like it, I use it, and then I subscribe to Laiba for more such content around video editing, because now I know that this person has better insights for me. Then what do? When I want to take one-on-one coaching or a digital program to become a video editor, I will take Laiba's course. I will not take coaching or digital program from some third person who has not added any value in my life. Same thing with you guys. All of you who are attending my masterclass on building online business, there are, maybe once you start Googling, there will be dozens and dozens and dozens of other people who would be saying the same thing. But why are you in this masterclass and not in some other masterclass? The reason is that on the internet, we don't do like what I call like a tea comparison, that there are 5 different tea brands or 5 different shampoo brands, which brand I have to take purchase the shampoo from or purchase the tea from. Instead, we see which person has taught us something, what is the value a certain person has added in our lives, and hence we end up buying from that person. That is exactly what you'll be learning when you will be starting your online business journey as well, that you have no competition. There is no a single person would never watch 5 different videos of how to remove a background from a video, then subscribe to all 5, then consume all 20 pieces of content that they have produced, then look at all their stuff. It doesn't happen that way. It's how on the internet, as in a content economy, as a thought leader, we only associate with people who have added any value in our lives. And that's what we'll be learning. That's what you'll be learning when you start prioritizing your journey. So I'll take a pause here. Of course, you can ask some questions here as well, but I will just go back to this slide to show you guys that there are 2 ideas that you are taking away from here today. Idea number 1 is that everyone has become a content consumer. If you look at your pattern for the last week, you'll see that you are consuming 4 to 6 hours of content. All the content you're consuming, somebody is running their online business that you are consuming content for. So you are already a consumer, just like you're a consumer of bread, eggs, milk, desk, chair, mobile phones, cars, light bulbs. You're a consumer of content. Just like when you buy a light bulb, some other company, Philips or somebody makes money. When you consume content, somebody makes money who is running a business. So everybody, all of us are consumers of content economy, just like we were consumers of product economy pre-content age. And now I want you guys from there to become producers of content economy, so you can build your online business instead of just staying as a consumers and start just giving money. I want you guys to start earning money. And the second idea we've learned that whatever services you're offering as a freelancer or content creator, you've got to productize them so you are able to start earning money. And the earning money starts with 3 students to 5 students to 10 students and 20 students, and that's the only way that exists in the world to reach financial freedom and location freedom. There's only e-commerce business and content business. We learned about e-commerce business now, and the content business is the other way. There is no amount of job that you can do, no amount of freelancing that you can do, or no amount of ad revenue you can make by just producing mindless content that will ever make you reach the state of location and financial freedom. You can, most of you, I would absolutely be standing on the sidelines cheering for you if you would be building your online businesses, upskilling yourself from learning the right skills and tools over throughout the year. You don't need to learn all of these skills right away. You can start with the top. You can start with Googling the top and start learning, start implementing, and start building your journey, and you will have your own 1 year of journey in building your online business. But for others who are willing to, I have opened up the last cohort for 2023 of my Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp, which is the 8-week program in which we will basically be learning all these skills in a smart way in sessions, 24 video lessons, live classes, a lot of workbooks and tutorials, a lot of masterclasses, and everything else basically. So this is going to be my second major cohort. The first cohort was in September and October, which was attended by 35 students, if you can see here. And this second cohort will go in December and January. Of course, there's a self-paced option as well that you don't have to join the cohort. You can just take do it at your own pace. But for some of you who would want to take live classes, I would take one-on-one live classes as well with you. And you'll have an 8-week long journey where you learn every skill from understanding content economy and digital nomadism to mastering the psychology of building the business, to diving and testing your idea so you know you have a profitable idea, to building the smart social media strategy, running up the sales engine with email marketing, copywriting, and finally digital marketing and scaling past 10K a month. So the bonus that I had for you guys who are attending today's masterclass is that I have a 20% off coupon, which I will never send it to my audience, but it's only available for masterclass students. There are 2 options, self-paced and live classes. You can read all about it. I will not bore you here, but this is the slide that I would want you to take from here, that if you check out and put up the masterclass, because you guys have basically, I'm very grateful that you have given me your time on Saturday to attend the masterclass. If you use masterclass as coupon on checkout, you will get 20% off. And this is only available, this cohort closes on 10th of December. The link is digitalnomadacademy.co/cohort. You can also find the link in the YouTube video as well. And this closes on 10th of December because then the live classes start and so on and so forth. So let's see how many people join in. But if you do not forget to use the code masterclass. And of course, you might have a lot of questions. You can keep emailing me or asking me as well on the social media as well. I will send you the recording of this masterclass via email as well, so you can stay up to date with me. But if anybody has any question right now that I can answer, I would love to. For others, the link is in the YouTube description as well around digitalnomadacademy.co/cohort, and this intake will close on 10th of December, and this coupon masterclass is only valid until the 10th of December. my hope is that from now onwards, I am gonna see some of you who are not chasing more followers on content creation, but with your 1,000 followers on your social media, you are productizing and you're starting to make, using the maths that we have seen here, starting to make your first 200, 400, 600 bucks and sharing with me on Instagram how it's going. And for others who are freelancers who have been giving services, I cannot wait for you to start productizing your service as well, so you can start becoming an online business person as well. Ankita has asked what could be my top 1 to 3 challenges or advices in the industry. First, of course, let's start with the advice. And advice is very simple because we've been talking about it, that Panda Match has a question as well. Okay, I'll get to that later. But okay, so the advices are that you need to understand, everybody who's attending this masterclass need to understand the idea of leverage, that you can only make 10x your income or your location independence by creating automated systems. No matter if you're charging $10 per hour, $50 per hour, if you're working per hour, there will never be a place where you will be able to earn financial freedom. Most of my friends are graduated for 8 years now, working at very high paying jobs, but at the same time, they only have 3 weeks a year to even have to themselves, even have the breathing capacity. So building an online business is literally, in the age of content economy, the easiest, but at the same time, very few people are able to do it. So please make sure that you are able to do it. And I'll not go with 3 advices because I have a couple of other questions to take. And the one challenge is the challenge of keep learning all the time, because once you realize that there's a difference between creating mindless content versus content that only adds value in people's life. And then how do you make sure that your content is going in front of the right audience? So even with every 1,000 followers that you get, 10 to 20 of them end up purchasing your online products, so on and so forth. So from smart social media strategy to digital marketing to email marketing, as you go along in your journey, you will see that at every stage you will start facing a ceiling in the income, and you need to learn or upskill more to do it. And that's where the copywriting, sales funnel and everything comes. Panda Muck has asked, for example, I want to create a course, learn programming language in 30 days. Should I post on Udemy or YouTube or both? Panda Muck, this is a question, of course, we'll go into detail in Laptop Lifestyle Bootcamp, as well as a full video on the pros and cons of Udemy versus your own. My advice is both Udemy and your own brand. The reason is, on Udemy, you only make 50% of the total income that your course makes, but in your own brand, you make 100% of the income by sales. But the own brand only works if you also understand the digital marketing and email marketing strategies. So that, of course, you will learn in the bootcamp as well, or you can spend time learn on your own as well. But once you learn digital marketing and email marketing, your own sales start going 5-10x more than Udemy. But if you don't want to do this work, then you can start with Udemy, have it go on while you upskill yourself in digital marketing and email marketing, so you can build your personal brand as well around it. Of course, do stay in touch with me on Instagram as well, because I share a lot on how you can build your personal brand. Hamad has commented, all concerns are very well explained. Thanks for this amazing masterclass. I look forward to more. Thank you, Hamad. Yes, there will be a lot more coming. Noor Sahar has said, I'm an artist. Do I have any benefit from sharing or helping people through social media? Noor, absolutely. I don't know which form of artist you are in, because if, and this is for you as well, if you are traditional artist yet, I would highly advise you to learn the NFT art, which is the digital art, because right now, the income you can make in teaching people how they can create their NFTs is the highest income that an artist can earn. This is the golden age for artists. If you are not learning how to create digital art and teaching other people how to create digital art, you are missing out on a opportunity of a lifetime. NFTs are built for artists. So if you can teach people how they can create digital art, and then you can learn, of course, how to create NFTs, you are in the most lucrative market. And I'm talking about $20,000 to $30,000 per month market that you're missing out on. Fatima has mentioned, not a content creator freelancer, but can I become an online business person with my medical knowledge? Yes, Fatima. The third category, I don't know if you were there for this slide, but the third category of people that I go in the detail in the bootcamp as well, is that what skills you've acquired, what knowledge you've gained. So in this, in the medical field, actually one of the students in the first cohort of Laptop Lifestyle was a medical doctor, and we talked about how he can create, what kind of content he can create. That is, it can either be helping other people ace their medical exams so they can get into medical universities or medical universities abroad, big market, or you can also teach medical advice in where people can have one-on-one consultation with you as a Uber doctor as well, or take your course in learning about medical examinations, medical XYZ, and so on. So there are 3 different verticals in medical field that you can open up as your side income, which will become your second business. But do a Facebook audience insights and Google Trends analysis to see which one is going on top. Thank you, Ankita, for your comment, and that is it, all the comments. Yes, Atif, I will not be sharing Upwork winning proposal tips because that is not what I am in my field. I'd rather teach you how you can go from just being a Upwork freelancer to creating your online business. That's what this masterclass is about. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you have taken the note of the coupon code masterclass as well. I am available from 3rd to 10th December on email as well as on Instagram for any questions and queries that you have. And I hope to see a few of you building your online business and in the cohort as well. And take care. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. And yep, I will share this information and the recording of this masterclass in the email as well.